Yeah, if you're in the Discord, I can help you out, man. Okay. We're already. How's it going, guys? Best zip code to invest in? Oh, I don't know, man. And guys, remember, all these people, let me get an apprenticeship under you, all this stuff. Like, guys, we have had the Deal Finder program active for coming up on 4 years. Where's Marquise? I'm supposed to bring up Marquise. Where do we find him? I got a lot of people want to talk today. Okay. Marquise, not here. Whoa. Let's turn that off. Put myself on Do Not Disturb for now. Okay. Marquise, and then I had one more person to bring up. Gosh, the back pain is killing me today. Okay, so who do we have? Marquise, and then one more. We have OB3. OB3, Marquise and OB3. We're going to bring you up. First off market deal, contract price 37, repairs 60. Oh, that's good. Yeah.
Hey, can I have you, I'm here, but I'm finishing up some work right now. Can I have you like just get me in for now until
Yeah.
like,
no problem. We'll just keep you on stage.
All right, thank you. I'm so appreciate it.
And then we have OB3 too. OB3, Winston-Salem. Good. Where's OB3? There you are. OB3 is going to come up and talk to me. OB3, let me just see if I can remember.
Atletico 3-2.
All right, I muted you because there was lots of loud noises. Let me see if I can remember what we were talking about, man. I just can't remember. We were talking about... I don't know. I genuinely don't know. I'm going to unmute you. Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
What were we talking about yesterday, man? I forgot.
I was talking about if we can, follow up with the guy from Galveston, the deal. We sent the offer.
Okay.
It was a mortgage takeover from Galveston.
Got you. We pull it up. I also have Dubem to bring up. Dubem, whenever you're here. Galveston mortgage takeover. And you were gonna have me call? Was that it?
So I called him last week, and then he was kind of like, he said he liked the deal, he liked the offer. So I want to say, like, I was telling you if you can, follow up maybe this Friday, because I called last week just to follow up with him.
Oh.
So if you can give you a call, and maybe on Friday.
Sure.
Just to see if
Friday. Okay. Yeah, Friday. Yeah, we can do Friday. I can bring you up Friday. I think I even set the reminder. I guess that reminder is in the future. It's not quite time yet, is it?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry about that. Well, great. Okay, perfect. That makes things easy. We'll talk Friday, okay?
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
All right. So it's gonna be a very lethargic live stream, guys. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what it is, but I'm tired as hell. So I've got realtors following up with me. I've got realtors following up. They're people who previously declined my offer, and now they're like, hey, I'm ready for something. So let's go ahead and see what we have. We've got Burr Street sent me an email. So who have I been working Burr Street with? Is that Sammy? Was it Sammy for Burr Street, or is that somebody else? Oh, I see you. Toddy? Hopefully that's how I say your name, Toddy. And then Cruz, you're for Burr Street. Cruz, I got an email back on Burr Street. We can read that together now. So let's see. What do I have for Burr Street? All right. I've been dealing with a bit of a language barrier with the seller. Apologies for any misunderstandings this may have caused on my part. Here's what the seller is asking for. I did remind him where we had left off and went over the list of repairs. Okay, $50K down, monthly payments of $1,300. Did we go up? Was it at $50K down before, or did we hit him with $40K down before?
We hit $40K down, $1,500 a month.
So the inspection comes back with problems, and they want to go up on the down payment. Man, I took screenshots of the inspection. I've got 3 pages of things that need to be fixed immediately. So let me get those sent to the agent, because I've got pages and pages of this needs work, this needs work, this needs work. Okay, so let's call him. Let me get these ready, because I just want to be able to view the issues in the property. But that's crazy. We got it inspected just as they wanted, and now they're changing the offer. See, this is why we do a contract before an inspection.
Yeah.
This is why we do a contract before. See, he's gonna be like, yeah, you're right. I know. Okay. I'm just grabbing these. Okay. I'm going to send these. Okay, here's the situation, guys. We agreed on terms. The terms were $40K down, and it was okay. $40K down was okay. However, the seller was insisting that we inspect the property first. So I paid $400 to inspect the property. I inspect the property. After I inspect the property, we find out that there's issues with the property and it needs work. Now they've upped the offer and saying, hey, now we need $50K down. And I told him, I was like, hey, I'd rather go under contract first just so we're locked in. And he's like, no, you inspect first. Yeah, so that was a little bit frustrating. Anyways, Danny, if you're still here, I can show you. Danny, are you still here? If you're still here, I'm happy to show you. But yeah, anyways, kind of a lesson there, you know, and the realtor is going to be like, you're right. So I'm sure he's on my side. I don't think he's on the seller's side.
Hello, you reached Michael Province with Teller.
He says, I'll call you in less than 30 minutes. He says he's going to call me back, but it's going to be a really simple conversation, guys. I think you already know what I'm going to say. So we don't even need to go into it, but I told him, I was like, we should go under contract first. We didn't go under contract first. Now I've paid $400 for this, and now the offer's higher than it was before. So we should have a really, really, really interesting conversation with the agent, who's going to be like, You were right. You were right. We should have done that. I'm so sorry for doing this to you, because that's a little bit unfortunate. I honestly should have forced my way into that, but that's okay. I think we'll still be able to get it to go my way. It's just a matter of time. Okay. So there's that. And then we also have Mikado. So who was I working on Mikado with? Was Mikado... I don't know who. If that was you, let me know. Okay. So this is another interesting scenario. We've got a seller who hasn't paid their mortgage in months. They haven't paid their mortgage in months. Yeah, Robbie, I'm happy to help you, man. And they're essentially not willing to let me take over the debt for $40,000. They want $50,000. The thing is, they're low equity. They're going to not only lose the house, but even if they get an offer at their asking price, they're going to lose $30,000 on the sale. So I called them and I'm like, hey, let me give you $40K to take over the debt. And they said no. And I was like, so the bank's going to take it in 7 months? And the agent's like, yeah, they're going to take it in 7 months. And I was like, okay, well, at least we're in understanding. At least we understand what's going on here. But yeah, this seller is just, he's going to lose the house. It's fascinating. So I'm going to call that guy shortly here. But I got another text. So we got Sargent Street next. So we'll do Mikado and then we'll do Sargent Street. Okay. Actually, I got them mixed up. I think Mikado is actually Yusuf Steele. Yeah. I don't really like this deal, actually. I guess we'll follow up. Yeah, most of these deals are students deals that I'm trying to get to go through.
Hey, Richard.
Hey, how you doing, man?
I'm all right. How are you doing?
Doing pretty well. So I wanted to call and just explain our offer for this a little bit. I think what's going on is the properties are going to need a little bit of rehab. Not the worst thing in the world, a bit of rehab. But the main thing is our payment sort of tripled here, like 2.5x on us. So I think really the only thing that we could do, apart from me recommending that the seller holds this, is we pay you that fee that I had discussed just to take over the mortgage as it sits right now, because the cash flow is hundreds of percents less than we thought it was, since the payment has gone up so much from where we initially were. I think we had offered like $1,300 or something per month. Now it's over $3,000. So there's just not a lot of cash flow for us to justify anywhere near the offer we were before. So I think, if the seller's inclined to let it go, we can definitely take it over for the fee we had discussed. That is simply to take over the mortgage and to be split between you and your client for your commission, and that or your client keeps whatever he keeps and you keep whatever you keep. But I don't really see a way to go back to the other offer that we were at.
I mean, no, I understand. I'm not sure where you got your initial payment. You never asked for what the monthly payment was, and then when we told you It's like, wow, that's triple. But I mean, regardless, the seller understands your thought process and everything, but he's not interested.
Okay. Yeah.
He can't do that. They put a good bit of money into the property since they bought it. It's appraised, for more. We've got other, fish biting, so that's just not something he's interested in.
I get it. Yeah. Just looking at the photos, I mean, don't you think it's going to need a pretty significant amount of rehab? One of these units doesn't really look like we could rent it out.
No, I mean, they were all rented out not long ago. The area of town it's in, honestly, I wouldn't put a ton of money into it, but it's he's done a fair amount of rehab when they bought it.
I see one of the units looks real nice. It's just I'm looking at some of the other ones, and the floors are just completely trashed.
The flooring was painted. Half the flooring and some of the units was painted, the original hardwood floor, but then the other half was replaced with LVP. So I mean, they replaced all the light fixtures, did new paint jobs, new kitchen cabinets, new appliances, new heaters, new windows in some of the places. I mean, they've done a bunch to it. So it's not something I would go in and, personally go in and put brand new flooring in every unit and just go all out, just because it's in a very low income, high turnover area, probably.
So we got your seller here that it's going to need a little bit of rehab, but your seller's paying $3,000 and they're rented out for $3,000 until the other people move into the property. It's been on market for a year and 2 months. Now they owe $300 and I'm offering $35 to take it over. So after being on market for a year, I'm giving you guys a $335K offer and you're asking for $400. And typically that'd be kind of a low ball, but given the rehab, the fact that it's breaking even as a rental, and then the time that it's been there, don't you think $335 as opposed to $400 as an asking price isn't that far off?
No, I think that's pretty low ball, honestly. Again, we have other fish biting right now as we speak. People I'm sending documents to and stuff, and again, what it boils down to is he's not going to go for that. That's just too far off from where he wants to be.
Got it. Okay. Well, best of luck on this.
Yep. I appreciate it, Richard.
See ya. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye.
So guys, here's what we have here. We've got a low equity distressed duplex. It's distressed. It's going to need work. He's done one of the units, but the other units are like not livable. They need work. So we've got a low equity distressed duplex. It's been there for a year. Over a year. It's been there for 400 days. So a year and 2 months on market, and you're asking 400, I'm hitting you with 335. My justification being they break even every month. Their mortgage is the rent. So they bring in 3, they pay 3. So makes no money. It's been there for a year. It's distressed. And I'm only 65K below list. And I mean, what percentage is that? 335 divided by 400. It's 84% of asking price. So I'm within 84% of their asking price. I'm getting them most of what they want. But after that amount of time on market, the condition, the lack of income, it's really just not that far below their asking price, really. Anyways, when you put the property into PropStream, it doesn't actually recognize their asking price. What is it going to say? PropStream's saying that they've owned it for 3 years and 10 months. They bought it for $180,000 in 2022. Could be worth $416 right now, but it sounds like the condition is really what's holding it back. I think it's the condition. So yeah, I don't know. When I was shown this deal initially, the condition did scare me, but I figured that if we rented out the other units, maybe it could cash flow, but it's not that great of a deal anyways. We've got another call here. This is the seller who's in foreclosure. So this is the seller who's in foreclosure. Okay. So I got a realtor texting me back after having the same conversation with me. He's saying, hey, we don't want your offer. Now he's following back up with me and saying he might want my offer. So this is the seller who's 3 months behind on mortgage payments and declined my offer a couple days ago. Now they're hitting me back up. Maybe he realized Okay, if I don't take this offer, I lose the house. So this is for Sargent Street. Sargent Street. I don't know who I'm working on Sargent Street with, but I have been talking to your realtor for like over a month right now. So who's on Sargent Street? Sammy? Yeah. I've been pushing on this thing. So he texts me, he says, or what do I say? Hey, sorry, today's been really hard. 3 payments. Like, okay, so I could pay up to $5K towards back payments on top of the $40K. So I'm offering $45K to take over their debt. So let's figure this out. Is the bank taking the house or am I taking the house?
Well, it's Patrick.
Hey, Patrick, it's Richard. How you doing? I was calling you back about Sargent Street.
Hey, how you doing?
Yeah, so I just wanted to see if we could figure out something on this. I think I had offered 5. What is it? Maybe 7 to 9,000 in back payments that they have.
Okay.
So you guys had perhaps 7 to 9 in back payments, and then initially you went to your client and you said 40K, but didn't say, hey, my commission and the back payments come out of the 40K, which caused a bit of a problem for them.
For who? For me?
For your seller. I just read over our text messages and you were telling me that you had initially presented 40K to them and they were thinking that was a net figure to them. But then when you mentioned to them that the payments come out of the 40K, that became an unappealing offer, is what I understand.
Oh, so the 40K, I know. So we know that my commission comes out of the 40K.
Okay, got it.
Yeah. We were. I was. So what I did was when I read your message, I thought you meant, or maybe it's true, I don't know, but what I thought by taking over the debt is the 40,000, which of course that pays for my commission
And the back payments.
and all the back payments.
That's what you thought, and then I had come to you and said, hey, I will offer 5K additional towards those back payments.
Gotcha. Okay.
So I think that leaves a gap of like 3K. So that, I guess your seller's really only paying about 3K for the gap in those back payments.
So his total payments is 3,700 ish. So if you do times 3, it's 11,000 minus 5.
Got it. So he's paying more than 3. So essentially, so I don't know what your commission is, and I don't mean to presume, but just
I already brought it down.
Okay, so let's just say you're getting let's just say you're getting $10,000 on your commission, and then you have the 5,000 that I give your client, but then there's 11,000 that comes out of that. So we're looking at, so your client would essentially be bringing $6,000 out of the 40 that we're giving them. So we give them 40, your commission comes out, and then 6 comes out for their back payments.
Correct.
So in that scenario, they're still walking away with some money on this. And then correct me if I'm wrong, but don't they owe pretty close to the 475, like 430, 440?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, so they're getting all their equity out of this thing, and I'm covering all those closing costs and title fees that we'll see on top of that. But we probably got about 7 months before the bank comes in and just says, hey, nobody gets a piece of the pie, don't you think?
I mean, I know, right? I'm just kind of the mediator, obviously, right? So your proposition is basically doing the 40 and not doing all back payments, just 5,000 of back payments.
Yeah, because I had initially intended for that to come out of it, given the equity, given that even just 40 would be paying over list price for this thing. But I understand the misassumption, and I'm thinking, okay, you know what, I'll pay 5 towards that.
I see. Okay.
So I'm roughly saying to your seller, hey, let me cover half your back payments, but with the understanding in mind that I am currently paying about $490 for this thing with all of the money that we're putting into it.
Yeah, I know.
I think we're close. I mean, maybe it requires a couple more months of credit being destroyed, because your seller's credit's got to be in the 5s right now after all these missed payments.
I have no idea, to be honest with you. He didn't tell me. I mean, that's between him and his lender. I mean, he's already taken care of that. They have not sent him to collection or anything like that because
they're gonna take the house. They're not gonna collect from him. They're like, all right, let me just have the house then. I wouldn't expect that his debt's going to go to collection. More so, his primary residence goes to the bank.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah, you're right. I know. Well, let me ask him. And honestly, I'm just trying to close this. To be honest with you,
We're close, man. We're close. I'm used to it. I'm used to it. You know, we're very close. Sometimes it just kind of goes like that, and I'll just keep giving you a call until we can make something happen. But let him know, hey, I'll pay $5,000 of your back payments.
all right.
Yeah. Anyways, well, we'll talk soon, man. Okay.
Sound good. Appreciate it.
Bye-bye. It's a fascinating mindset to be in, and the agent, as I said, is on my side. So we'll have Andrew clip this. Okay. I have an accepted offer on my next fix and flip here. We'll follow up with that briefly and see if we can get this guy to send me a contract. The sellers have accepted. I just don't know if he sent me a contract yet. So let me go ahead and give him a call and see if he sent me the agreement. Yeah, there is, Cody. It's under #contracts. What's your intake, my dude? What do you mean? My intake? Are there still South African people? Dude, I know that we have a guy from the Congo here. We have a guy in South Africa. We have a guy in
property.
We have a guy in Egypt, which is still Africa. And then we have a guy in Nairobi, Kenya, and then there's a lot more that I don't know about. Actually, yeah, we have a surprising amount of people from Africa in the Discord. It's pretty cool. And they've completed deals too. Yusuf in Egypt has done like 9 wholesale deals. Most notably one for $5,000 and one for $15,000, seller finance and cash. And then my house on Tacoma Street that I recently flipped was found for me by a guy in Nairobi, Kenya. So yeah, it is doable. It is doable. Okay. So I want to try to pull a deal really quickly, guys. I'd love to try to pull a deal. Maybe out of my follow-ups. So we had that one follow. So he didn't text me back. I guess I'll text him to see. So we had Carrick Stone. Carrick. Oh, 112. I want to try to grab another deal, guys. I'm kind of tempted to start from scratch, but I have all of these things that I could follow up on. We got that, and that's in closing right now. That's in closing right now. I think I'll find something from scratch, guys. I think I'll do something from scratch here. I'm just looking in my follow-ups, and there are some follow-ups I could do, but sometimes it's good to try to just pull something from scratch. So let me find a weird little area on Zillow and just use my method of getting deals. So this is what I would do if I wanted a seller finance deal, guys. So I'm really feeling good about seller finance right now, and I think that there's a lot of people who are getting seller finance deals. I'm also feeling really good about cash deals. But let's see what I can find, guys. So let's go to Wisconsin to start. Wisconsin, Milwaukee, and then we'll just leave Wisconsin, right? Because I'm really just trying to get the map open. So let's just leave Wisconsin. All right. And let's go somewhere else. So what's over here? What is this? This is Madison. Okay, so that's Madison's popping, right? That's the capital. Let's look for multifamily. Okay, what do we have? Madison, Wisconsin. Well, these are pretty expensive, huh? That lets me know that this might be a bit of a desirable area. I kind of want to leave. I don't want it to be desirable. Davenport, Iowa. That's an awesome place. Really like Davenport, Iowa. 55 days on Zillow, fully occupied with paying tenants. That's going to cash flow pretty well. Here's a for sale by owner in Davenport. Looks like it's been there for 81 days. Nice. Looks good. I can see that they have the property owner's phone number right here. Did he tell us how much it brings in? It's a 4 unit, so even if it's bringing in $700 a month on each unit, it will cash flow pretty well. Now, I do kind of want to find one that just doesn't really cash flow for me, but the price point of all of these properties, they're going to cash flow. This one right here is big. Some sort of, could be 12 units. 12 units. Okay. I wonder if they say anything about seller finance in this market. Seller finance? Did they say anything about that? Nope. Maybe owner finance? Or maybe just finance. Word finance? No. Carry could be another word. Carry, anything about carry? No. So I guess my hesitancy here, guys, stems from these houses. These houses all cash flow pretty well, and my typical justification is going for seller finance is a lack of cash flow. But these all cash flow pretty well. Except, what is this? A duplex? First level 2 units, 3 days on Zillow. I will call one here. I think I'll call one here. I might call 2 here. This guy's been here for 55 days. I don't have a great justification for seller finance on this. I also don't have photos of the interior. I would imagine the tenants pay $700 to $900 per. Okay. I'll call. Let's talk to him. Because here's the thing. Why would I seller finance something like this? Well, I think the reason I'd seller finance something like this, guys, is because it's so cheap that I could put down a significant amount of money, like a good chunk of the purchase price. Like I could probably put close to 15, maybe 15% down. As I look at the property, the roof looks kind of cooked, but the rest of it looks to be moderately okay. Maybe the roof was made new over here. This photo is from 2019, so, and this is from 2011. Goddamn. 2011. Not much has changed. Okay, well, that roof has definitely been there for a while, and then you can see the roof over here is kind of shitty. So we'll call and we'll ask about these things, guys. Okay. Last step is figuring out what they owe, because maybe I'm taking over the debt. Maybe I'm not making them payments. No mortgage. Oh my God, they bought it for $13K. They bought this thing for $13K in 2009. Can you imagine getting houses for $13,000? You know what? I mean, I don't even know if you can get a loan on a house for $13K. I don't think you can get a loan for $13K, guys. The lender doesn't make enough money, even with a 15% interest rate. Guys, a 15% interest rate on $13,000 would just be completely insignificant. it's $160. $160 would be 15% interest on 13,000. Oh my God. How can I start real estate like this? Just call somebody, dude. Then you're starting real estate. Thinking about starting is not starting. Making a plan to start is not starting. Starting is starting. This is starting. And honestly, that's why you don't spend as much time as I did on this one. Chances are they won't even pick up the phone. You probably should just dial. Probably you should do less analysis and just dial. Here's one. Okay, no response there. Let's just dial this time, guys. The only thing you really should check before calling is mortgage balance. So let's just dial on it. Because what did all that get me? All of that just wasted. Oh, and perfect. They're low equity. Oh, baby. Oh, but it may be a credit line. Maybe a credit line. I've learned to ask about this because that could also be a lie. They could be lying. Maybe it's not a credit line. It might just be a mortgage. And is this a multifamily? It is. It's a 4-unit. So it's going to need, what does it say? Fourplex in need of a few repairs. Lots of money invested and a little more to go. Oh, I see. It's just interestingly worded. So this is something. They owe about 114 on it. Could be a credit line, may not be a credit line, and they're going to make no money on the sale. And it also needs a little bit of rehab. That's a justification to pay the agent $3,000 to take over the debt, wholesale it to somebody for another couple $1,000s on top of that. And I say only a couple thousand because if it needs rehab, you really can't get them to enter it for a crazy amount. But this is a seller who's in an immense amount of pain. You're low equity, you have no more cash to finish the project, and you're as a low equity seller does, you're not going to make shit on the sale. I can see where that rehab went. That's a newer deck, right? I'm looking at this though. Yeah, you guys need some stuff, huh? I can see the inside here just looks like it's packed with shit. All right. No, Detroit is my favorite market, man. I love Detroit. This is Iowa, though.
Yeah, reach Ray McDonough at Rule and Rule. Leave a message and I'll call you back.
My camera would freeze. Hold on. I'm gonna double dial him because this guy really needs help. This is a perfect lead, guys. What an easy lead.
Yeah, reach Ray McDonough at Rule and Rule. Leave a message and I'll call you back.
He did say it. Let's text him though, because I'm gonna follow up with this. You guys are gonna watch me get this done over the next couple days. The seller's so down bad. They're so down bad. I'm gonna say I'm interested in East 14th Street. What kind of repairs are needed? So I just little intro to the conversation, saying I'm interested, asking him what it's needed, and even if he doesn't respond, you can still absolutely just shoot them a text. Okay. Exposing them is crazy. Well, I guess, but we don't really know the address, and it's just a seller situation. I mean, the seller's just behind on. He's not necessarily behind on payments. He's just over leveraged. It's an over leveraged seller. Somebody may want to finish his work. Somebody may not want to finish his work. I'm not sure. Low equity quadplex. Should I try one more, guys? I think I should try one more. Come on. Let's try one more. I want to make sure it looks good. What's this guy looking like? Okay. Renovated seemingly. 51 days on Zillow. Okay. Price cut. Motivation. No interest. Checking that mortgage balance on PropStream. No mortgage. Bought it for 85 and 22. Okay. Quick street view picture because I can't see any issues with it, and I want to be able to bring up issues. So we'll pull up the street view really quickly. Can we see? Oh, man, that looks rough. That looks rough as hell. I'm not gonna lie. That looks terrible. I guess they renovated the inside. Is there a reason you use PropStream over Deal Machine? It's just what I started using. When I started doing this, you need something like it. You need some sort of tool like it, and I just started with PropStream. I just really would love to get on the phone with somebody and get the ball rolling on something. I just love to do that. Here we go. Phone is ringing. Third realtor might pick up. Third time's a charm, maybe. Only way to find out if it's a good deal is to call. So, Daniel, it's about the seller, not the property. Only way to find out is to call. Do you just do this for content, or do you also wholesale in real life? I'll cover what I have in closing.
This is Chris.
Hey, Chris, my name is Richard Taylor. I was interested in the East 12th Street property in Davenport. Is that still available?
It is.
Interior looks real nice, but I looked at the street view on Google. Man, it looks like it's really messed up on the outside. Have you been there?
Yes.
Did they do any of the repairs for that? I don't know if you've seen what the outside looked like about a year ago.
It's aluminum siding. It probably needs painted.
Okay, got it.
Other than that, yeah, it's not bad.
So you weren't seeing any like slanting in the roof or anything like that? Because man, it looks crazy on Google Street View.
No.
Okay.
I'm not a roofer.
Got it. Okay.
I'm a realtor.
Do you guys have any tenants in place in this thing?
Yes, lower is occupied, been there over 10 years.
Wow. What are they paying in there?
$685.
$685. Do you think?
And he uses the garage.
Okay, got it. Do you think that their the $685 is up to date rent?
Probably a little low.
A little bit low. Okay.
Yeah.
And then upper unit, has that been leased recently?
No, they just rehabbed it. I think the tenant moved out in the fall, and they did a turnover on it, did the paint and carpet, and got it sharpened up, and leaving it empty on purpose for showings.
You think you might get $750, $850? What do you think you might get in that one?
Upper without the garage, probably not. $750 probably be a stretch.
$750 be a stretch, really?
Yeah, seven's probably a number. Yeah.
7. Okay. Now I'm just figuring out my mortgage payment on this. It looks like I'm paying about $1,000 principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. And you guys think it might bring in about $1,300 on this when it's fully rented?
Yeah, 13 to 14 probably.
You
probably get stretched $750 on that one.
Oof.
Got the garage.
It's like trading $32,000 for like $250 a month after expenses. Rates are really killing us in these low price points right now. You think your seller would respond to $150 over 6 years seller finance? My mortgage is really close to what you guys have this thing potentially.
We've had creative financing offered before, and they're not interested.
So this thing's for an investor, but the mortgage is real close to what you'd rent out for. I mean, it's not the best use of $35,000. I'd buy it with a lender, but it's $24,000 down, and then I got about $9,000 in closing costs to buy that thing. So I'm looking at trading 33 for maybe 200 after expenses. Is he willing to be flexible on the 120 to see if we get the mortgage payment down?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What do you think you'd take on instead of the 120?
That I don't know.
We just got to shoot something in the, because I'm gonna be honest, I'd love my mortgage payment to be about $250 lower than it is, and then this makes sense. But in order to do that, I'm kind of at like 80,000, which is pretty far from the 120.
Yeah, and they paid 83 for it in 2023, I believe. So I don't know. I mean, if that's what you want to offer, we could run up the flagpole and see what happens.
Yeah, let's shoot our shot with 2 offers. Who knows? Maybe motivation changes rather than taking the low ball. But yeah, I'll text you over proof of funds, company information, and can we just do a verbal rather than put it on paper since he's probably not going to take it?
Yeah. Give me a nice clean email. I can just forward it.
Got it. Okay. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
All right. You bet, bud.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay. We'll take it. We'll take it. I don't necessarily think that's going anywhere. I think it's that's what you're gonna get. They're gonna call you bud if you're 24 years old and you're calling like 35-year-old, 40-year-old realtors, So do I think we could get this for 80? That would be nice. What's the prop stream? I mean, he bought it for 80 a couple of years ago. PropStream's saying it's worth 106. Would it be a good cash on cash return at 80? Maybe. I really hope he doesn't take my 80. I more so think that we should seller finance this thing. I'd love to do some seller finance on this. So I'm going to text him and I'll be like, hey, we can shoot our shot at 80. Thanks for the call. Let's shoot our shot at 80,000. But what I'd love to present is, and let me add an interest rate onto this just because I can, right, guys? Let's just add an interest rate because I think the seller might like that because I don't think anybody's presented that before. So let's go for maybe 125,000, a little more than their asking price. Let's hit them with a $15,000 down payment, which is a great down payment for them. And then let's go ahead and add a 5% onto that. That's $590 per month. My taxes and insurance on this thing are looking like 140 and maybe $50. So just about $200 in taxes and insurance. Oh, I'm getting a call back. Here's somebody. Hello.
Richard, Michael Province calling.
Hey, how we doing?
Oh, I'm disappointed, man. I have no idea what happened. I just was 100% certain that we had crossed that bridge, and I told him, I described deed-in-lieu. He's a real estate agent. I sent him what that means, that it's an escape clause, that you don't have to. I told him to chat GPT it. And I was under the impression 100% that we were good, and now all of a sudden it's like it's just hard to read. There's a really bad language barrier there. I mean, he's proficient in English, but it's just hard to understand. And I'm just like, they're paying $350 for your freaking property, regardless of all the work it needs.
Yeah, yeah. I think I think the biggest thing, rather than that, is that the down payment went up after we discovered issues.
Yeah. I don't even fucking. I have no control over this stuff. I know you know that. I'm just frustrated and disappointed, and I'm 100% resolved to finding some more candidates. I have a killer email list, and I'm gonna hit it, and I'm gonna hire a company to do it. So to get you past the filters. There's ways to do that now. And there's companies that will do that, and is there any way? I mean, I just don't know how else to structure this deal. He wants a CD addendum, and
What is a CD addendum?
Oh, it's a contract for deed. You don't get the deed until it's paid off. It's I can send it to you. I'll send it to the info at Granite Taylor Properties, but it's a contract for deed. And so you can't utilize that same tax strategy, the contract for deed. I don't know these things. That's why I'm asking.
No, I'm gonna need to hold title to depreciate it. Yeah, this is why I typically do a contract and then inspect, because man, I'm out $400 for the inspection now.
I owe you that. Don't worry about it. I'll make it up to you.
Oh, you will?
I'll be. Oh yeah, I'll make it up to you.
That's nice. I appreciate it.
I'm not going to leave you holding the bag there. I'll figure it out and we'll get it. I'll get you some other stuff. I'll get some other stuff in front of you for sure. Yeah.
That would be, I mean, yeah, that would be great. I'd send you my Venmo right after this. As far as I mean, so typically the consensus when we're doing a contract for deed is it's kind of like a lease option. And with a lease option, its down payment is like 10, 15K. So, I would do a contract for deed. I would just need to recoup my loss and tax gains through a lower down payment. So, if we can get into this for 10 or 15K, I'll do a contract for deed, but accelerated depreciation is huge right now. I mean, gosh, you could just write off so much. And then additionally, I can't write off the rehabs. If I'm not an owner. It's a little bit of a different tax policy. So, I think we could probably do that, but you'd have to explain to your client that, hey, without title, this is kind of like a lease option, and a lease option's entry fee is substantially less than a seller finance's entry fee. I also wonder if perhaps we could get them on the phone. What language do they speak? Is it Spanish?
Chinese. He's a Chinese gentleman.
Right.
Yep.
I was thinking maybe we could have an intermediary to translate what I was saying, but I don't know anybody who speaks Chinese. Okay. You know what? I'll do you think it's worth jumping on a 3-way call with them at some point and saying, hey, we might be able to do this, and then I just kind of hit them with my pitch for what we could do with the contract for deed? I don't know if that would be worth it.
Yeah, he's old enough too where he's kind of stuck. I'm not saying he's stuck in his ways, but he kind of wants when he wants. But I can say, hey, that given that you can't, accelerate your depreciation, the deal's worth a lot less to you.
Yeah, I would just compare it to a lease option. If you compare it to a lease option, he may be more familiar with that.
Yep. It's like a lease option. I'm writing this down. Okay. And then, and what's the max you put down on a CD?
For a contract for deed, I might do a 15K deal, but honestly, I would wholesale it. We would do 15K down and we could make that happen, but I'd pass it off to somebody else, because if I'm not holding title, it's not even worth putting in my portfolio. So especially if it needs rehab, but it would still get done regardless. So it would be the same from your seller's perspective. But yeah, I think 15K is probably where they'd want to be at for something like that.
Okay. All right, cool. I will do the best I can.
But I really do think if we just give it another week and we say, hey, the buyer wanted to hop on the phone about the contract for deed, and then we just come back to him and we say, hey, another great way to accomplish a contract for deed, and we don't even have to use the same word, deed in lieu of foreclosure, is I could use a deed of trust. A deed of trust is another way to say the exact same thing. So maybe we can phrase it in such a way, give it a little bit of time. Maybe we give it a week. And then maybe we hop back on the phone, because I just don't see your client taking 15K, especially if your commission comes out of that.
He's not going to take 15K.
Yeah, I just don't. So let's not do that. I don't really want to do that either. We'll just wait a week. I'll set a reminder. I'll call you back in a week, and then we can try for a 3-way phone call. Motivation changes pretty regularly. He might just wake up on the wrong side of the bed one day and want to get it done.
Sounds good to me. Let's talk in a week.
Okay. Thanks so much. And I appreciate you making up that payment for me. That's real nice.
Hey, no worries.
Thanks so much. Talk soon, man. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
I'm going to send him my Venmo and he'll pay me back for the inspection. That's great. Thanks. I wasn't even going to require that, but that's really nice. So I guess that's what I get for being nice to the guy. And we didn't lose any money. Okay. I'm going to text the other agent. We were getting a call while I was texting the other agent. I was going to say, thanks for the call. Let's shoot our shot at 80,000. But what I'd love to present is $125,000. We'll do 15,000 down, 15 down, and let's % interest for your client would total. How much are they getting in that scenario? $156,000. I could also just offer that. I could also just offer 160. 160,000, $15,000 down. Or I could even say $10,000 to your client $5,000 paid to you, paid to your commission. And then we'll do monthly payments. We'll do monthly payments to him of, I'd probably do like, I pay all closing costs. My justification for this is that my mortgage payment on a DSCR loan is quite close to what this would rent out for, especially given the $33K I'd have to put down. Okay, so I shot him that offer. Do I think that one's going to go anywhere? Probably not. But we'll put it in the system just in case, because who knows? They call back. And then for this other guy, my Venmo is RG Taylor 6. Thanks. Maybe he'll pay me, maybe he won't. We'll see. Now, I think what I would have really liked to do this whole time, guys, is I would really like to find that non-cash flowing one, because the non-cash flowing ones, I mean, that's really great, guys. I want to show you something. I'll show you something about these non-cash flowing ones. Let's see if I can find a slightly more expensive city. You know, I guess I can try for Omaha because I own in Omaha, right? They already mention any seller finance here. I guess we could see if they mention seller finance, but really what I'd like to do. Ooh, this is a fix and flip. So this doesn't cash flow, but this guy flipped the property. So he's really going to be mad about my offer. So I don't try for these guys. He could be low equity though, and maybe you can offer to take over the debt. So check this out. $2,650 per month is coming in. If you buy it for $289, this is how much that costs you. What are you putting down? Like 57? 58? 57,800. Yeah. You're going to get a 7% rate. This will be your monthly payment. Your taxes and insurance are going to come out to probably not that much. Pretty cheap, I would imagine. Just kidding. 411 and 97. 411 plus 97. And then that's going to give you a monthly payment of 1538. Let's see, 1538. Yeah. So guys, this is why it's not very appealing as an investment to a lot of people. And this is my justification for creative financing. This is the whole thing that I teach here, guys. This is the key. And it gets worse than this. So this guy flipped the house, and because he flipped the house, like me, when I flip a house, I want my money, right? I want my money, but I don't flip in price points like this because it's not a really good investment for the end buyer. The end buyer is not getting their money's worth when they buy this property. We know that they're going to be looking at a 58K down payment and at least 10K in closing costs. So you're probably looking at entering this for $68,000. As you enter it for $68,000, you get a monthly payment of $2,050, and you have tenants paying $2,650, meaning that there's a $600 spread between what you pay monthly and what the property is rented out for. Here's the other thing. You got a management company who's going to take 10% of the $2,600. So out of your $2,600, you can expect to be getting $2,300. That leaves you with $290 returned monthly for your investment. Not a good investment, whatsoever. And then beyond that, you're going to have repairs. Maybe you pay utilities, maybe you pay electric, maybe you pay trash, maybe you pay water, maybe you have to send somebody to mow the lawn or fix the garbage disposal. Just one issue throughout the year, and all of your profit is gone on this. So the case that I make when I'm calling somebody like this is, look, my mortgage is really close to what you're rented out for, and that's not a very good investment for me or anybody else. But what I really want to show you is that it gets a lot worse than this. And it really gets worse as the price point goes up. This is why I don't flip high price point multifamilies, because for the life of me, I can't figure out why anybody would ever buy it. So let's figure out something else here. Could this be one? Could this be a non-cash flowing one? I don't really know what it would rent out for, but I will say that they typically stop cash flowing in the higher price points. So what I will do is I will look for multifamily properties. Not very many multifamily in Omaha. And I'll also play the line of I own your neighbor's house because I do have a multifamily out here. Okay. So this is, oh my goodness, this thing cash flows beautifully. Okay, so this is not that. This is the opposite of that. You have 4,900 coming in, and the asking price is 450. Your mortgage on $450,000 with the 90K down payment, which is what you'd have to put down, is 2,300. Call it 3,000 with your taxes and insurance, and you're bringing in 4,900. Not bad, right? Not amazing because it's been sitting here for a while, but not bad. Would it be worth pitching creative finance? 100% worth pitching creative finance on this because for whatever reason, somebody hasn't wanted this property, right? It just hasn't been something that they've wanted. So we could call and we could pitch creative finance on this. What would my pitch be? It would have to be different because there's no cash flow justification. So if I'm going to pitch something without creative finance, I'm probably leaning on how long the property's been on market, as I did in my last call. And then I'm also leaning on, hey, your neighbor let me do this, so why can't we? In fact, maybe there's a property for sale next to my neighbor's house. Let's find out where my house is. Okay, there's my property. Omaha, and then it's down in these little crossroads, right? Oh my God, that's literally my neighbor's house, right? Yeah, that's my neighbor's house right there. So this should be an easy conversation. Why would we your neighbor seller finance to me? Like I literally own the neighbor's house. God, let me check this out. Hold on. I'm right there. You're right there. And where am I? I'm right there. Where are you? You're right above here, and I'm like right there. Okay. I call on this one, and I'm going to pitch seller finance. But we got to check the mortgage first, right? Let's figure out what they owe. And they're kind of low equity. They're a little bit low equity, which makes me think maybe we could structure something kind of creative here. So what is this facility? Oh, 2.7% interest. Nice, man. Nice. So all they have to do is seller finance me. What are they asking for this? Oh God, you want $495? What does PropStream think? Oh shit, PropStream agrees. Damn, what does that mean mine is worth? That means mine's a lot like this. Huh. Okay, so I wonder if I made a good buy. I haven't really even considered my equity in this property. But if this is worth 500, I mean, it's pretty good. Okay. So I happen to know that units here go for about $800 since I own the neighbors. And then this is what? How many units? 7 units. So 7 times 800, it could be bringing in $5,600. And I'm pretty confident on that too. I'm excited because he may yell at me and be like, we don't want it. I'll be like, look, dude, I literally own the neighbor's house and they sold it to me like this. So why won't you? You know, I just don't think it's that embarrassing. Oh, Bakersfield, California. It's not ringing. Why wouldn't it ring? Really quickly, let me find out the seller carryback. So 495 minus 337. It's only 150K. And I can probably put down 50. So it's only. Oh, look, he's calling me back. He's motivated. Hey, Griffin.
Yeah, this is Griffin.
Hey, I was calling you about the 3628 South 24th. Is that one still available?
It is. You're the Richard Taylor from TikTok, right?
How'd you know?
I watch your stuff.
Oh, crazy. I own your neighbor's house, man. I literally own the neighbor's house. Like you throw a rock and I own a 5 unit right down the road, actually on South 24th as well. So I thought I'd call you and I'd say, hey, your neighbor seller finance to me. Can you, do you think your seller would seller finance to me?
Unfortunately, I've had a lot of seller finance options come, and she has said no to all of them.
Oh man, are you guys getting about 800 per unit on this thing?
Yeah, it is roughly somewhere. Yeah, it's about there.
Okay, that's pretty much what I'm getting.
There's a separate ranch in the back that gets more though.
You think it would help if we said, hey, the buyer that literally bought your neighbor's house has an offer for you? You think she might entertain that a little bit more since she knows that I own a similar one?
She's trying to 1031.
Oh, I see. Okay, no worries. I don't think I could make something happen with the lump sum. I was really just calling for the seller finance.
Yeah, and I actually reached out to you on one of your things because there was a situation where it might have made sense for you to seller finance here in Omaha, and I was like, crap, maybe he would do it, but they ended up giving the house back to the bank, and I was like, gosh dang.
I'm dealing with that situation right now. I get a seller who's literally about to lose a house and he's got his head dug in the sand. I don't know why. Sometimes they do that.
Yeah, I was like, dude, I was like, the house had been completely renovated and everything. I was like, why are you doing this?
Well, sometimes that's just the way it goes. Well, hey, now you have my number. Call me back if anything changes on this one, or if you've got any others.
Yeah, I've got 4 multi-family, but they're all the same owner, and she's not wanting to do she's not wanting to do any type of seller finance.
I wonder if we picked them up all at once, if that would change anything.
Maybe. I mean, worst I could do is present the offer, but I'm telling you, I've had people reach out with like 60% down and be.
Whoa. Okay, yeah. Okay, she's not gonna say yes. All right. Well, call me if anything changes. Unlikely it does, but if you ever get another listing in Omaha, I'm still buying.
Okay, cool.
Talk soon.
Sounds good.
Have a good one. Bye bye.
All right. You too. Bye.
Well, so here's what I would recommend, guys, to avoid this a little bit more. Go to your major city, like Omaha is a major city, right? And then leave, right? Let's leave. And then where else could we do this? Oh, look, Lincoln, Nebraska. Now, all of a sudden, it's a much smaller market. And then, you know what you could do? You could leave again and go to an even smaller market. Now, because we've heard of Lincoln, Nebraska before, but there are areas around here that we haven't really heard of as much. So let's see if we can find one that's a little bit less known, but still not in the middle of nowhere. Because a lot of these look in the middle of nowhere. As I look at this, that looks like the middle of nowhere to me. You've got Sioux City. Sioux City. Is this South Dakota? No, it's Iowa. Yeah, like what is Sioux City, Iowa? You could do a deal here, guys. You see people live here. Look how many streets there are. Let's look it up. S-I-O-U-X City. Hopefully I'm saying that. S-I-O-U-X City. Yeah, guys, people live here. I mean, people live here, right? So this is not a tiny middle of nowhere area. People do live here. Yeah, sure, maybe it's not the best place in the world, but you know, it's somewhere. They got things going on. So I would heavily recommend that you guys get seller finance deals in these kind of outskirt markets where they really haven't heard the pitch as much. So that's what I'd recommend. Anyways, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just do questions for the rest of this. And I want to say that I brought up Toddy first, but Marquise was scheduled. Marquise, are you ready now or are you still working? Hello? I'm not hearing you, man.
Hello?
Hey, there you go.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, what's up, man? You ready now?
Yeah, I'm ready. Sorry, I just picked up work. I just got in my car and put my Apple CarPlay, but I'm here.
Perfect. So
yeah, go ahead.
So what were we talking about? Winthrop,
yeah. So I'm kind of like he's on the borderline to sign right now. It's just the only thing is that the seller had some questions about the deed-in-lieu foreclosure, and I tried to explain it as far as how it would work because he pretty much wants to have it signed, you know, or kind of have that safeguard that it's going to be taken care of before he signs it. So I just needed a kind of like some more, I guess, validation to kind of get him across the line to sign it. So what do you think I should do to get him to kind of like?
I'm sorry, I didn't catch that. What did he need as validation? What was the further validation that he needed?
The deed-in-lieu
Does he want a copy of a deed in lieu?
I guess he wants a copy of it, yeah. But he also wants to kind of explain to him as far as how the process would go, so that way he's able to so that way he has like the deed in lieu foreclosure already in place before closing.
Sure. I think I have one, or maybe I can source one. I could have sworn. Well, I'll tell you what. I'll go get one. I'll go get a deed in lieu right now, or honestly, you can get them online. Look, deed in lieu of foreclosure. They're just online. You can download that as a PDF. Let's see if there's a PDF.
Okay, I'm driving right now, so if you don't mind just DMing it to me, that'd be amazing.
I'm gonna see if I can find one right here. I don't know if that'll. Deed in lieu and short sales. Okay, that's not a contract. That's an explanation. Let's see if we can find one. I'm gonna mute the mic, man. There's just a lot of loud noises going on right now.
Sorry.
No worries. Okay, so here's a deed in lieu of foreclosure that I just found on some website. Do they want to charge me for it? Oh, don't do that. Don't do that. Does anybody just give these for free? Get form? No, I don't want to. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. Do you think they'd accept a screenshot? I bet they would. I bet you'd take a screenshot, wouldn't you? And I bet there's some sort of program they could just put this into a Word doc. Maybe I can turn it into a PDF. Quick actions. Create PDF. No way. Oh my God. I just converted a screenshot to a PDF. That's perfect. Yes. Okay. Okay. Perfect. Now we have a PDF deed in lieu. I'll drop it in the chat. That was easy. I feel like I just stole that. Rename. How do you spell that? Lieu. Rename deed. Okay. What was the other thing that they needed, Marquise?
That was pretty much it. I mean, other than that, he was pretty much ready to sign. He just needed more clarification on how to deed in lieu foreclosure structured.
Oh, sure. Okay. You want me to give him a call?
I guess if you kind of explain it to me, because I have some rapport with the
yeah, sure.
agent. I just kind of need the clarification of how it would be broken down and how we would get that taken care of during the closing costs. Because this is what I told him, right? I told him the deed in lieu foreclosure is something that we orchestrate and get conducted before closing, and he was like, that's fine, but it's just more so that the seller needs that explained to him a lot better, because he kind of wants that clarification up front and kind of maybe sort of the document signed up front. So I wasn't sure that's something even possible, because I already emailed him, Almira, but she hasn't got back to me. I'm sure she's busy.
So yeah, I think what I would say to them is it is an addendum that we attach to the purchase agreement. We'll fill it out and you'll sign it with the contract, and it will go to the title company. That's all.
Okay. All right, yeah, that was it. He was pretty much saying he didn't see it in the PSA, because I sent him a PSA. So he was looking for that within the PSA that I sent him. So should I just send him another?
Yeah. Just attach it as an addendum. Say, hey, we'll attach this as well, and it's currently in your DMs. I just took a screenshot, and it's all good to go.
Oh, perfect. Hold on. Let me see. I got it. Deed in lieu. Okay. All right. So I just put the company name, his name, and then just sign it. Okay. All right, perfect.
Absolutely.
I guess that's all I needed. I guess we can kind of get that signed, and I can just have them sign it with the PSA and get it all submitted to title. And I think we should be able to get that done. No problem.
Yeah, absolutely. Let me know if there's anything I can do for you.
All right, appreciate it. Thank you, man.
Bye-bye. What are the chances my deal actually gets picked up? That's a really good question. That's a really good question. What are the chances my deal gets picked up? If you have a so if you have a really awesome cash deal, I would say it could be 70 to 80% likely to get picked up as an awesome cash deal. If you have an awesome creative finance deal, it's like 100% likely. Like I remember Yusuf had that creative finance deal and I threw down EMD on it and I was just very confident it would close. It closed. It closed. So when I see a good creative finance deal, I say definitively that will close. If you have a really good cash deal, it'll probably close. It'll probably close. So I think a bigger question is, what are the chances of even getting a deal under contract? And that's low. Most people are unable to initiate since it's so foreign. So who should I bring up, Seb? Who needs help? Oh, Dubem. Yeah, you were scheduled. You were scheduled to come up. We'll talk to you next. I invited you up in the beginning of the stream, but you weren't here. But it's okay. We'll talk now. I just invited you. What's going on, man? We had something scheduled today, didn't we?
Yes, we are supposed to make a call today.
Okay. So which one is it? There's a lot of stuff in my DMs.
The last one that has Brett Silverman.
Yeah, that's great looking, man. Those terms look awesome. Where'd you get it? Looks like it's off market.
I got it on Craigslist. Nice.
Love it. Very good strategy. Okay, so guys, he's got a apartment complex on seller finance terms. How many units is it?
I think 7 fully occupied.
7 fully occupied units. He's got 1.7 million, 170K down, monthly payments of $37.60 with a 6-year balloon, which is perfect. 10% down. You said it was bringing in $8,000 or $9,000 yesterday. Is that what you said?
Currently, it's bringing 8,200.
8,200. Great. Do you know taxes and insurance on this?
I have to pull that up to be.
Don't worry.
Sure.
I'll find it.
Just give me. Okay.
Oh my God. Oh my goodness. Guys, guess how much taxes are on $1 million building in Austin, Texas? That's insane. That's the highest tax figure I've ever seen. For $1 million building in Austin, guess how much taxes are per year? Dude, it's $24,000. It's $24,000 a year in taxes. Holy shit. Dude, your monthly tax bill, is that $2,000? So 23,8, what was it? 23,866. Holy shit. Yeah, dude, it's $2,000 for your taxes. I would bet your insurance is like $300. So I bet you're paying $2,288 in taxes and insurance. Now you have a monthly payment on here of, you got a monthly payment on here of $37.60. And you said it's currently bringing in how much? 82?
Yes, 82. 8,200.
So this is interesting crossroads here. If you're bringing in 8,200 is coming in, right? Generally speaking, people look at that as 20% less for various expenses that you may see. Now the 8,200 coming in, guys, this is kind of insane. You're going to multiply that by 0.8. Although those are really big expenses right there. I don't necessarily know if the expenses would be that much. It's
If I may add, the 82, they are below market rent currently.
Oh, is it?
So the current market rent is 400.
Is you say 400?
9,400 is the current market rent.
I understand
total.
that helps. Are they on month to month or year long leases?
month to month.
Okay. So we, in theory, could raise the rents there. Okay. All right. So that helps. I guess something to consider, guys, is 8,200 less 20% is 6,500. We pay 3,760, right? We have taxes and insurance of $2,300. That would only leave us with $500 cash flow divided by 12, 6,000 per year, divided by at least $190,000, right, guys? Not a good use of money. 3% return on investment, bad use of money. But if we can bring in, you say $9,400, that changes it a little bit. So if we did 94, I do think it's a bit of a stretch to take 20% off the top of 9,400, but then we subtract our payment of 36, or what was it? 3760. Yeah, 3760. And then minus 2,300, a little bit more feasible here, right? I'll be honest, man, I wish our payments were about 2,500. I wish we were paying 2,500 on this. You think we could lower the payments or maybe not?
We can, I think. I think maybe when we get the agent on the call,
Okay.
maybe we can structure something feasible.
Yeah, because everything else is good. Price is good. Down payment is good. Term is good. I think it's okay as it sits now. It's just that I had no idea your taxes would be $24K per year. That's just absolutely insane. So yeah, I will call the agent right now and we'll have a conversation with him. Hopefully he's available. Was he expecting me to talk to him about something, or he just what was I calling for?
So I sent we've been meeting back and forth. So yesterday he said he would like to jump on a call.
Okay.
He didn't tell me why.
All right.
He just said he wanted to jump on a call real quick.
Okay. Well, let's just call him and see what happens. The phone is ringing now. Oh, that's not the right phone number, is it? There it is. What did you tell him your name was?
Dubim.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail. The person you're trying to reach is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up.
I'm going to double dial.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail. The person you're trying to reach is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up.
Hey, Brett, my name is Richard Taylor. You had been speaking to my acquisitions manager. I essentially have virtual assistants dial these all day long, and usually after about 100 phone calls, somebody's willing to entertain a seller finance offer. He told me that might be you guys in this scenario here, so I wanted to hop on a call. He also said that you were looking for me to give you a call just to sort of run over numbers here. I had a couple questions here. I didn't know if I was seeing the accurate tax figure. I looked at taxes on public record. It's telling me $24,000 per year, which would mean that my monthly tax bill is $2,000. So I don't know, just a couple small things to hash out like that to see if we can make this happen. But I've got a portfolio in Texas and surrounding states as well. So if there's anything you need from me for, I guess, clarity purposes on who you're selling this deal to, I'd be happy to send it over. Anyways, hope to hop on a phone call soon. Bye-bye. Stumbled over my words at the second there. At the lot, even now. Oh, all right, whatever. That should have done it. So what I'm going to do is I'll shoot him a text. And I'll just say, hey, my name is Richard Taylor. Just gave you a call. My name is Richard Taylor. You have been speaking with my acquisitions manager in regards to okay. I left him a voicemail and I also texted him. So you can say, hey, he tried to give you a call. And then do you want me to try this again tomorrow?
Sure, no problem. I'll go ahead and send him an email to tell him.
Okay. Perfect. Thanks so much. Talk soon.
Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
I had something else, but I can't remember what it was. What was I going to say? I don't know. There was another thing to be said, but I forgot. Okay. Let's talk to, am I saying this right? Toddy? Am I saying that right?
Yeah, it's Tati.
Tati, hi, how are you?
Hey, Richard, I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. What can I help you out with today?
So I have this realtor that I closed a couple of cash wholesale deals with before, and she sent me a message about a house that she has. Basically just trying to see if I was interested in it. I know she said that they wouldn't do a seller finance deal, and I pretty much asked her if they would be interested in sub two, and she said no, and then I pretty much stopped the conversation. But then she came back to me and said they would be open to doing a mortgage assumption. So I wanted to see if that was something that you would be interested in. So I know you said you were interested in Florida, and it does have a 2.8 interest rate as well.
So,
but other than that, we don't really know how the cash flow is.
So sometimes people will buy these properties with a 2% interest rate just because they're really, really hard to find and they're quite high demand, not very many of them. So just a second.
I just texted you an address.
Yeah, I see that. So I think it would definitely be a wholesale for me, but the buyers don't want to have to assume the loan for a couple reasons. You have to go through the qualification process to assume the loan. And you also have the interest rate that may jump on you if you assume the loan. So, however, I do have a guy who's looking to move to Florida who might be able to assume a loan. Let me make a call. I might have somebody who would assume a loan. Let's see where this is. Is this in a good part of Florida? I don't really know. So this is in outside Tampa. Which is,
yeah, it is.
That's a good part. I've got somebody who might be interested. It's just kind of a shot in the dark. Let's see.
You've reached Jay.
Let me send this guy a voice message. Hey, I'm going to send you an address on Zillow. The seller's got a 2.8% interest rate. We're trying to convert them over to a sub 2 deal or maybe taking over the debt in another way, but they're open to somebody assuming their mortgage, which is not exactly what we want to do. You have to jump through some hoops to assume a loan, but it's outside Tampa. It's a 2021 build, and it's got a 2.8% interest rate on it. So I was thinking, you know what? I'll send it over to you to see if you're interested. So generally speaking, this would be an excellent deal, but what we want to say to them is like, hey, look, if we assume the loan, the rate's going to go up on us. And then beyond that, we've got to jump through all of these qualification hoops. And then beyond that, you know, why don't we just take it over in one of the other ways we could take it over? It's so much easier. So the big kicker there is you want to convert it to a mortgage takeover, like a sub 2 or another type of deal like that. I would recommend a trust acquisition agreement, but hey, we would definitely have a buyer for this if you could get this thing for probably I don't know, I would say up to a 10 or 15K down payment, ideally closer to 10K since it doesn't cash flow, but a 10 or 15K down payment plus closing costs on this thing to take over the 2.8% interest rate, that would be great. And it's vacant, so they're bleeding money on their taxes and insurance monthly.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was hoping you would maybe give her a call. Because, I mean, I've done cash deals with her, but I've never done anything like this before. So I just kind of be shooting in the dark. I mean, I have a good relationship with her, and I told her that you might call her. So
I could try to call her. Yeah. Let me give her a call. We've done a lot of these deals in Florida, so if I need to connect them with the previous seller, we definitely can. But yeah, I'll give her a call here. Did you tell her somebody else might be calling?
Yeah, I did.
Perfect. Her name is Kelly, right?
Yeah, Kelly.
All right, let me give Kelly a call.
Hi, this is Kelly Donofrio with eXp Realty. It's a busy season in Tampa Bay real estate, and I'm probably on my way to a showing or listing appointment. Please leave your name, number, and what you're looking to do, buy, sell, or invest, and I will personally call you back shortly. You can also search homes or get a free home valuation at www.makeyourfloridamove.com. Thanks so much for reaching out. Talk soon.
At the tone, please record your message. When you've finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Hey, Kelly, my name is Richard Taylor. You were speaking to Toddy regarding the property that you have in Sefner. I guess it's on, oh man, I'm going to butcher this name. Florablu? I've never seen a name like that before. But you were talking to her about somebody assuming the loan. I think we might be interested in that. We just wanted to talk a little bit about the fees necessary to make that happen. So I was hoping we could hop on a phone call here and hash this out a little bit further. She typically handles the cash side of things. I typically handle the creative finance side of things. So yeah, hopefully we can have a conversation in the next couple of days about this. Talk soon. Bye-bye. Okay, so I'll tell you what. I'm gonna bring you up maybe tomorrow.
That's good, man. She said she's gonna call back in 10 minutes. She's driving. She just saw your call.
Oh, great. Well, let's keep you on stage, and I will pick up the phone whenever she calls.
Richard.
Absolutely. Next is Rabim. Rabim texted me about a contract that he needs reviewed. Rabim, you want to tell me about this?
Hi, Richard. How are you?
I'm doing well today. How are you?
I'm doing great. Richard, I have the contract ready, but I don't know how to send it to you in your inbox.
Well, what is it that you'd like me to check out? You just want to see if it's put together properly?
Correct. Do I have to copy and paste it from my laptop into the Discord browser?
So what service do you have the contract in right now? Is it in Google Drive?
Correct.
Okay, so what you can do, click on my screen share. If you have a Drive document, like for example, this thing right here, and you'd like to share it with us, you can click share and you can click anyone with the link. So now anyone with the link can see this, and you can copy the link and I can just drop this in the chat. So share, change to anyone with the link, and then click copy link, and then you can drop that in the chat.
Okay. I'll alert you when I got it. Thank you.
Perfect. Okay, I guess we'll just we'll move on, and we'll keep you here, and whenever you have it, we'll check it out. Okay. Sammy, I think we brought you up about that one deal. You were working on, was it Mikado or a different one?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Okay. Yeah, no, I mean, it's Sergeant.
Sergeant.
Yeah, you've already talked to him. It's okay.
Yeah,
he
didn't.
Another one.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
He wasn't interested, right?
He's wavering, I guess. Sergeant, the agent or the owners, like they have their head in the sand, as you said. I have another one. I need some credibility on. I'm not sure if it's cash flow or if it's I'm sorry, if it's cash or if it's seller finance. It's a duplex in Cleveland. But I don't think they're going to pass inspection because of exterior condition. So their only way is seller finance. They've been on the market for some 195 days.
Maybe we could do a lowball cash offer. It's in Cleveland, you said, right?
Yeah. It would need the disclosure. So.
Okay. Do you want to send me the duplex and I can check it out?
Okay. 1 second.
I don't see your question. Awaldine? Hi. Oh, I see. Where do you get your buyers for your sellers? I get them on, I either post on Buy Box Cartel. Buy Box Cartel is like Zillow, but for investment properties, or contracts, I should say. Or I will sell student deals myself to my existing buyers list. We've been collecting buyers for a long time now, and a lot of students will go ahead and submit deals to me and I will sell them for them. Now Sammy here has a deal that he'd like me to see if I can acquire. So let's figure it out. $129,000. Okay. Looks to be in renovated, nice condition.
The exterior, the inside is great. They just had some underperforming tenants. They kicked them out. But the exterior, he just sent me a few pictures. I mean, it doesn't look the best. I can send you those as well, and you can be the judge. I just don't think they're going to pass an inspection, or at least a lender would ask you, like, you have to fix this before I land on it, I guess.
Yeah. As I look through the photos, it's really not that bad, honestly. I see you got some missing shingles, but the siding looks good. The roof isn't awful. And then going inside, most of the property is okay. Most of it's okay. Most of the stuff isn't that bad. I see that the doors are all chewed up, but it's actually not terrible. So honestly, you could try for cash on this, or you could try for seller finance. If I were going with cash, given the days on market, I mean, I'd really ask them about the days on market. They've been on market for 200 days, and they've been contingent multiple times before. So they were contingent at 145,000. They were under contract twice, and it backed out 2 times. So I would leverage that and say, hey, if the condition isn't good enough to get financing, why doesn't the seller just finance me? I would ask about the days on market, and I would ask about why it's fallen out of contract multiple times before, and say, hey, I want to avoid this falling through a third or fourth time. Can you tell me what's going on with it?
I think that he did answer that. He says it has something to do with the tenants that were there. They finally have been successful in kicking them out, I guess, because the tenants were not paying or not paying enough. So it was affecting the decision of whoever wanted to buy the house as an investment. So right now it's vacant, and they didn't remodel, but they kind of like fixed up the place on the inside just to make sure they gave it some lipstick, so to speak. I asked him, he asked for credibility through, bank statement, and I gave him the POF and whatnot, but he still wants more credibility. Okay. So if it's too late, maybe now, is it possible to give him a call? You can be my lender, or maybe because he knows that I'm an investor. I could, call him tonight, maybe tell him, okay, I'm part of this organization. I've already sent him the link for Grant & Taylor.
Well, let me ask you this. What could we get it for with cash, and what could we get it for with creative finance? So let's say we went the cash route. What do you think you'd get it for?
I mean, I think he's close to 90. We talked about 90, and you seem to be open to it.
I like that.
But financing, you think so?
I mean, that's that's $40,000 below list price. So that's pretty solid. I like that. So that's good. What about for creative financing?
Hard no.
Hard no.
Based on the wishes of the owner. But do you think with even with 90, would you still have like a good cash on cash return?
Well, you would have a good cash on cash return. I wonder if it's something Harry would pick up, because I mean, you know, 90 is a really nice discount. 90 that's 40,000 below list price, man. And if I look at this area, let me just look at your area to see what could be selling around here. I'm just kind of curious about that. So if I click sold and I look at some oh yeah, your ARV is clear. $146,000 sale right there. Let's do past 12 months. Let's price these high to low. Oh my goodness. You've got a good, strong high ARV. I see, as I'm looking at comps here, 195, 180, 176, 170, 170, 160, 150, 146, 147. Man, this doesn't need any rehab. It barely needs any rehab. The roof is good. The siding is good. Bro, if you could get this for 90, it would look like this for Harry. Harry puts in 5,000 for, well, let's say he gives us a couple thousand in assignment fee. Let's say he gives us 3K. He doesn't really pay big ones very often. So let's say he gives 3K. So he's in it for 93. He gets $5,000 in closing costs. Then he puts another 12 into it, barely anything. Now he's in it for 110. He can sell that thing for 150 all day long to one of his buyers, or even 140. This is a very, very easy fix and flip for Harry to do. So I'm now thinking that this could be a fix and flip for Harry. And I'd love to go down the cash route of things. Let me call and let me ask Harry about this. So let me just see if you have a buyer.
I should say he didn't give me the green light on that number because he wanted to check me out. I gave him the POF and I gave him like the whole spiel of it.
I'll
but
call.
He still said like, no, I want more credibility.
I will call. I've bought houses in Cleveland before, but let me find out what Harry would say to a project like this, because I'm just not familiar. Let me just ask really quick.
Sorry.
Hey man, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
I've got something interesting. You know, I've got this exact same project going on in Detroit right now. I'm buying a house that's fully done up on the interior, but just needs a tad bit of exterior work to be finished. And I wanted to run a job by you in Cleveland. I don't know if it's something you'd pick up, but I found a duplex with like a guaranteed 160 ARV. They can get it to us for 90,000. And man, I think it needs like 8 to 10K, maybe not even that. And I'm thinking, you know, you could sell it to one of your turnkeys for 145, 150, which even though the ARV is 160, and you could probably be in the entire thing for maybe like 105K with holding and closing costs.
That's real. That's real. Please send it over.
Yeah. Okay. So let me know if 90 or 95 would be a go on this. I'll say 95. But let me know.
So in general, right? I buy 60% of ARV, so 60% of 160 is 90.
Oh, good. Okay. Well,
96. It's 96.
It's, you know, you could rent it out as is. You could rent it out as is. But I also just think a small amount of work could go a long way. It's listed for 130. So I'm thinking that if you just do a little bit, you could, you know, we're 40K below list, but I'm hoping we can get them to agree. The realtor's interested. However, they need a little bit more credibility. So I'm going to call and see if we can make something happen.
Sure. Do you want me on that call?
I'll tell you what, I'll just say that you're my business partner, but send me that screenshot of your portfolio and I'll be like, oh yeah, because we'll just say you're my business partner.
I mean, we're close enough. You could send them the names of my LLCs as well. I don't know if you know them. I'll text them to you right now.
Yeah, I don't think I do, but that screenshot with the hearts and checks or whatever would help too.
Cool. I'll send that as well. I just text you the name of my LLCs. They can look up both. I have they can just go on the county website and they'll be like, damn.
Yeah. Okay. Well, perfect. Let me go ahead and give them a call. See if I can lock this thing up. Don't consider it a done deal yet. I'm just running it by you because it's a little bit different than what you normally buy.
Sure. Well, I mean, if I can make an easy 50K on a deal, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah. Well, let me see if I can make something happen on this thing.
All right, cool. Thanks.
Talk soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.
I think you'd be interested. By the way, Toddy, your agent texted me back and said that she's not available tonight and wants to call me tomorrow.
Okay, I'll jump back up tomorrow then.
She's saying, I want you to have all the information. Do you have any information on the home? Any other questions? I'm mainly looking for a mortgage statement. I mainly want to understand what the monthly payment is, what the interest rate is, and what the balance is. We have a pretty good idea of that, and I don't think it's going to cash flow right now. But I just want to understand the terms of the mortgage a little bit if we're taking over that. Let me add her to my contacts. We'll set a reminder to bring you up tomorrow. Tomorrow at 2 p.m., remind me to bring up Tati.
Okay, I added it.
Okay, got you locked in. We will talk tomorrow. And then I was just talking with Sammy.
Yes, sir.
Did I say I'm going to call?
It's too late.
Am I calling today or am I calling tomorrow?
I mean, I haven't reached out to him in a while, but maybe you can try him. It's barely like, I mean, right now it's 6:40 something in Cleveland.
I'll just call. I'll call.
So he wanted just a update. He wanted the I gave him the POF. He's like, no, I want to see a name on this. I want something more credible.
Sure. Is in regards to the 90, how far did you get with the 90? Was it just thrown out?
I threw at him like I would need it somewhere between 90 and 95. And he said, okay, well, I mean, she might be open to 95, but I need to. So he didn't give a firm yes, but I think, you know, with the days on market, they kind of know that they're not the best, you know.
I'm gonna call.
They don't have the best claim on their price.
Kira, only if they dispo the deal. Only if they dispo it with me. They can use it, but I just want to dispo with them. I've actually spoke to your agent before in regards to other properties. Where's your pearl necklace? I took it off for the gym. I didn't put it on today.
David Sturgeon. Can't take your call now. At the tone, please record your message. When you've finished recording, simply hang up or press pound for further options.
Hey, David, we've spoken before about Benham Avenue, but I'm actually calling you about a different one. You were speaking to my acquisitions manager in regards to the property on Jeffries. We have about 60 doors in Cleveland right now, and this would be a go for me at 90. I understand you're looking for more credibility. I can send you the LLCs that own all the properties. I can send you a proof of funds with a bank statement, whatever it may be. I'm more so just wondering if that price is something that your seller can accommodate here. So anyways, I'm going to have him reach back out to you again, and hopefully you and I can be on the phone soon for credibility purposes. Bye-bye. Okay. Sammy, text him and say I called. I'll bring you up tomorrow and we'll call again earlier, okay?
Thank you. Should I say that you are the founder of the company? How should I relate between you and Brandon together?
Yeah, you could say I'm the founder of the company.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Appreciate you.
Absolutely. Tomorrow at 2 p.m., remind me to bring up Sammy.
Okay, I added it.
I had 3 houses under contract and they didn't close. Yeah, I probably canceled maybe 10 to 15 before I got my first one done. You know, that's going to be part of it. That's 100% going to be part of it. It's kind of like saying, I'd like to learn a kickflip, but my first 3 kick flips failed. So it doesn't work. And you know, my answer to that is you're not meant to be a skateboarder. You know, I tried to pass the class and I didn't do any of the homework and I didn't get bad grades on the homework. I just didn't do it and I failed the test. It's like, well, yeah, you know, you didn't put in the work first. So there's no free lunch, guys. There's no free lunch. And most businesses you pay with money. This one you pay with canceled contracts. So typically your entry into the business is you have to have a lot of money, but your entry here is time. And that time should be spent falling on your face. So for example, it may look like Hold My Hand Wholesale is my breakout success. No, I failed 4 times in 4 different businesses before this. So I tried 4 different businesses, 4 businesses failed, but I knew that I wasn't willing to take that, because what's on the other side of not willing to try? Mediocrity for life. So you may try for 2 years and then discover something, or you'll feel the pain of regret your entire life. So you're feeling pain one way or another. One of them is you're feeling pain in I'm trying, it's not working. I'm trying, it's not working. I'm trying, it's not working. And then the other one is you see those people on Instagram, I wish I could live their life. And you're constantly reminded, and then it's too late. And then you have a job, and then you have kids, and you've got a family, and it's too late. And then you're locked in. And then you know what happens? You only see your hometown. You never get to see the world. You never get to experience anything. Everything is behind a paywall nowadays, and you really have to have a higher level of income to attain that. So I would expect you to cancel contracts. I wouldn't say that it's possible to do this business without canceling contracts. Anyway, please, Richard, really quickly say the mediocrity for life part. You need somebody to understand this. Well, it's just that. It's really just important to fall on your face. Anyways, hopefully I'm saying this right. Is it Onika or Onika?
Yes, Onika.
Onika. Hi, how are you?
I'm doing good. Yourself?
I'm doing really well today. How can I help you?
So I sent you an address in your DM. Everything pretty much turns out pretty good. They were listed for $83K. I was able to talk them down to $70K. It's not a big price jump. This would be my first deal closing though. So I'm just trying to get in there, get in where I fit in. Looks like they're occupied until December, the 12th of December. They're renting out for about $1,000 a month. PICI is $529 a month. It's a good area. I checked it out on Google Maps.
When you say PITI is $529, are you taking over their debt, or are you making a cash offer?
It was a cash offer.
Got it. So a couple things about this. This is great that you're taking action. So that's the first thing. It's awesome that you're taking action on this. You see that there's 265 people in the stream. You're one of them out of 9,000 others who aren't here tonight. So it's great that you're taking action. Couple things on this. We're a little bit below the marker in terms of discount. Here's how the conversation would go. Hey, buyer, are you still buying houses in Memphis? Awesome. You are? Okay, cool. I've got something for you. My price, I have it for 70. I can get it to you for 75. I just looked up the property. Now this is the buyer speaking. Looks like it's been there for a year and you only got a 7K discount. Well, I got a 13K discount or a 12K discount. I guess it's listed at 82 now, but, I give it to you for a 5K fee. So I guess, yeah, you pay 75 and it's listed at 82. So yeah, I got you a 7K discount. Man, I'm gonna be real. I think I might just wait for your contract to expire and get that under contract myself. I mean, this thing has been here for a year and we're only 7K below list price here. So that's the first perspective from the buyer. We're very close to what it's listed for. And the value that we provide buyers is kind of like it's kind of the value a grocery store provides. A grocery store aggregates food from farmers so that it's convenient for us to go get the food, so that we don't have to go to a farmer to go get food, right? They just put it all in one spot for us, really convenient. What we do is we get properties under contract at a discount that they wouldn't be able to get, because they'd have to make a lot of calls. I mean, they'd have to make 20, 30 phone calls to secure the discount that you got. So you may not have made enough phone calls if this person is not willing to take the discount that we would need. I would love to see something like this at 60. Maybe 65 maximum. And it's not about the numbers. It's about the perceived discount, because the first thing they'll do is they'll look it up on Zillow, see the price, and that perceived discount is, we need it to be good. The second thing about this deal is the cash on cash return. Most Section 8 deals are sold to our buyers between 60,000 and 75 maximum. and really 60 to 70,000. And the reason for that is cash on cash return. So your cash on cash return, which is another fun way to say, the money that you get returned for buying this property with a mortgage is not particularly high at 70,000 given the rent here. Let's talk about why. So you got 70,000, but your buyer is going to pay 75, right? So we get a fee. They have to put down 15,000 at a 7% interest rate. That gives them a $400 monthly payment. But the property has taxes and insurance. The taxes are almost non-existent. Your taxes are so cheap, it's insane. Your taxes are like $75 a year. I feel like that's a slight underestimate. $75 a year, and your insurance wouldn't be 27. It would probably be about like $50. So 75 and 50, which is insane. 75 plus 50, and then you've got your $400 monthly payment. So this is what you're paying monthly, $525, kind of as you told me, but you're bringing in $1,000. We're going to take 20% off the 1,000. That turns into 800. We subtract the 525, and that leaves us here. Now, these buyers would like a 25 to 30% cash on cash return, maybe a 20% if occupied. Now, if we multiply this by 12 to get our yearly profit after expenses, that's how much we make. Now, we divide this by the total cost of entry, which will be 15 plus about 10 for closing costs. So we're looking at a return on investment here of about 13%. Now, I'd say the minimum discount or minimum cash on cash should be about 20%. So what is it? What does a 20% cash on cash return look like? Isn't that pretty crazy that I'm looking for that? I don't know if we could find that. Well, it's actually beyond attainable. If you go to Detroit, you put in a max price point of 90, or we'll do a max price point of 90,000. You price these things high to low. Grab yourself a clean looking property. Is this guy clean? No, I wouldn't say so. This will fail its inspection. Yeah, so this would fail inspection. 100% would fail inspection. You guys got to be aware of that. That wouldn't pass inspection, so that's a no-go. Let's see if we can find one that would pass inspection. Would this pass inspection? Don't really like the roof right there. Interior looks good, but the roof is important. Would you pass inspection? 1946, new roof, nice. Yep, that would pass inspection. This would pass inspection. Okay, so you find one that would pass inspection like this guy. It's a 3-bed. Oh, I'm now getting a call from somebody, but I'm not going to pick it up just quite yet. So this guy would rent out for, maybe we can hope for 1,300 maybe? Ooh, bad cash on cash return. I'm going to say on a call, one moment. So I'm getting a call back from a Davenport, Iowa realtor. So this is a bad return, not a good return, the one that we just looked at, this guy. So we try again. Let's see if we can find a better return. This guy's a 3-1, 3 different types of roofs. Don't like that he has 3 different types of roofs on his property. That looks really bad. I'm going to increase the price a little bit to find nicer houses. Let's go up to 97. Okay, wanting to find a nicer property. This guy's 97. Roof is looking not bad. No photos of the interior, unfortunately. No photos of the interior, so I can't tell if it's turnkey. I got a 2-1 right there. They're not interested in 2-1s. 140 days on Zillow. That makes me think that that thing is cooked. I don't trust a house that's been there for 140 days. This one is okay. Good roof, 95K. Good floors. Yeah, that would pass. That could pass an inspection. I don't see anything wrong with that. It's been there for 19 days. Let's check my rent, because my rent is what's my second most important thing to condition. So let's see what the rent's going to be. The rent on this bad boy is really rough, really bad. So rent like that, I'm going to be real. You'd need this thing for like 60K if we're going to rent like that. You need this for 35K discount if that's going to be the rent. Let's go over here. Let's look at these guys over here. Can we find a better one over here? What about you? You're 93,000. Let's check it out. No. So this needs to be seller financed. Why does it need to be seller financed, guys? Look at the roof. That's not going to work. That's not going to work at all. You don't even have a roof. That thing is cooked. So that won't work for a cash deal. This is why cash deals gets canceled, guys, because we lock things up and we don't really consider the condition. Let's see. Is this guy out? Nope. 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 Instantaneous no. Is this guy okay? Really nice roof. Really good interior. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, that would pass inspection. That's the cleanest one I've seen all day. That's a beautifully clean, perfect property. So 13 days on Zillow. What I'm really wanting to see is $1,300 in rent. Because if it rents for 13, I can make a decent offer. And this is the it goes for $1,491. Oh my goodness. That's what I've been looking for. This thing at asking price hits 20% cash on cash. So there we go. Then we go to crimes or spot crime. I want to understand whether or not there's any shootings in the area. And no shootings in this little neighborhood area. So there's shootings, but not in the neighborhood. So that's, I guess, this little area where they live. So that's good. So this would be a perfect deal. And I have so much confidence in it that I will make an offer, which I don't like to do. I really don't like to make an offer on cash deals unless I'm buying it because they're not super reliable. But I know my buyers would pick this up, and I know they pick it up for $70K, $75 even. Now I'm going to do to yours what I did to mine. We've got $400 in payments right here. $400 in payments. We've got taxes and insurance of $250. So $400 plus $250. My monthly payments are this. I'm going to rent out for $1,475. Take 20% off the $1,475. Then we're going to subtract, by the way, Sargent Street is revisiting this. Then we're going to subtract our $250 taxes and $400 payment, leaving us with monthly profit of an unfathomable amount of $530. Multiplied that by 12, 6,360. Now divided by total cost of entry, 15 plus about 8 for closing costs. Call that 23. Cash on cash return is 27.6%. That's unbelievable. And I will now call an offer on this thing. I'm going to watch. I'll call an offer on this. Let's see if I can get it. At $70K, this is a deal. That's a deal at 70 through and through.
Thank you for calling eXp Realty. To help us assist you better, please take a moment to listen to the following options.
Sammy, yeah, I'll bring him back up. Anyways, Onika, does that make sense?
Yes, that makes complete sense.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm glad. Okay, well, we'll catch you on the next one, all right?
All right, thank you.
Talk soon. Bye-bye. I'm going to call her again. That was not it. Okay, one more here. So this is great. This is great. If you've wondered what's great, this is great. Hi, Jada. I'm so sorry for the late call. Are you still working? Hi, Jada. I'm so sorry for the late call. Are you still working? That was on her end. I could literally hear my voice in the background. No, that was her end. I will call her back. Turn on your Bluetooth, Jada.
Hi, this is Jada.
Hey, can you hear me okay?
Hi, yes, I can hear you.
So sorry about that. I know it's a little bit late. Do you have a moment to receive an offer on one of your listings?
Yes, I do.
I sent your listing on Shield Street in Detroit over to my lender. He got me pre-approved at 70. I was going to send that over with proof of funds. Is it okay if I text that?
That's fine.
Perfect. Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it.
Okay.
Bye-bye. I have no questions. I'm simply calling to say I have an offer. I don't have any questions. I don't care about condition. I can see the condition. I know the rent. I know the return. I just don't care. So I shoot my shot at 70 on this. And honestly, if I talk to maybe 5 to 10, one will say yes, and I'll make 5K off that. And you guys will watch me make 5K off that. The last time I did this, guys, was on that one in what was it? Cleveland, Ohio, or Akron, Ohio with Mike. $13,000 currently in closing. It's a beautiful deal. Where else is the live stream? It's live on Discord. Thanks, Victoria. So I'm going to say offered 70,000. And I will go ahead and text her that. So let's just send this over and then we'll keep doing questions. Not quite done yet, guys. Do I play ping pong after this? Do I get food? What is the move after this live stream? I do want to go play ping pong, but it's so deep. It's like a 30-minute drive to get there. Why did your phone number not populate, Jada? 845. Thanks for your time. I was the one who called you with a $70,000 offer on Shield Street in Detroit. I just bought 2 here, 1 13605 Tacoma Street. So leveraging my flips that I've purchased in this market to get this deal under contract here, 13605 Tacoma Street, and then 2 11461 Sanford, which is my flip in progress right now. And then I'd like to go under contract for a third. Okay. I'm at 70,000 and closing costs for this. Part of the reason I'm here is because closing costs on a DSCR loan are 10K, so I'm really paying 80K at this price. Okay, shot my offer over. What else can I send over that'll help me accomplish this? I happen to have a pre-approval letter. I do have a pre-approval. And I'm going to send the pre-approval. And then I also have proof of funds, which we'll be able to update for you guys soon. So there's my pre-approval. Let me grab my POF, which stands for proof of funds. You guys have access to that in the Discord. Boom. Okay, so just spoke to him to keep the debt in his name. He's only willing to do it with 50K total, so 40K, 10K in back payments. Let me know. Can you hit him with 47K? And then I could get this done in 30 days. I'll also cover all closing costs. So guys, just so you understand, because I feel like a lot of people don't understand why I do this. Look at this. An agent, you remember who the agent who said, I'm sorry, he's not taking it. He's not taking it. He's not taking it. Do you guys remember that earlier in this live stream? He texts me, he reiterates, just spoke to him. To keep the debt in his name, he's only willing to do it with 50K total. And then he comes back to me literally 20 minutes later and says, hey, how long will it take to complete the transfer if we move forward with 45? They say no with so much. Oh my God, the stupid Instagram audio cuts out. They say no with so much confidence, and then they come back to you and they're like, well, I mean, what if? So guys, you know, it's kind of like going to the gym. You can go to the gym for 2 months, but the results come later, right? 2 months of gym literally does nothing for you, right? But the results will come later. So you put in the work of calling people, and what happens is they call you back later. So that all of that sheet I made, I saved all of their phone numbers. I saved the address, and they call me back, and I get these deals under contract, you know? So just start submitting offers. Rabim, is your contract in my inbox? Here it is. Yes, it is.
Yeah, Richard, but the problem is I just got a email from the brain damaged realtor, and they said the seller's not interested, and there's no need to sign. Thank you for your interest. I sent the email back with counter offers. They didn't reply yet, so there's no need.
Okay. All right. Sorry to hear that, man. Talk soon, okay?
Wait. Does that mean the deal is dead?
Well, if the agent said no to your offer, the only thing you can do is to follow up, right?
Well, I did, and it's just a waiting game now.
That's right. That's right.
Okay. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Really quick, Cruz. I got to remind my editor of this clip I had. That was what I was going to do before. So for content, if you're wondering what I'll post, I'm gonna post a failure montage. I'm gonna post a failure montage tomorrow where you just see nope, not interested, nope, not interested, nope, not interested. And then after that, I'm like, well, that's what it takes, guys. Now you know what it takes. I'll just tell them that. So very specific video for tomorrow. What we're gonna do is we're gonna do a failure montage. Even grab my old calls, maybe from a previous live stream, but I had 3 phone calls today where the realtor was like, not interested, not interested, not interested. And then you can grab a clip of me at the end saying, you know, I about 10 minutes from me sending this to you, I talked about what it takes in real estate, and this is kind of what it takes. So I think it would be nice if you could stitch multiple calls together that just show that I ate shit pretty much all day today. All right. Okay. Cruz, what's going on? Last question.
Yeah, so we were working on 2 deals. It was Burr Street. You already called that one, that one out the way. The other one I want to ask you about was Neff Avenue. You sent the contract. I just want to ask if the agent sent you the signed contract back, or if we still need
He hasn't responded to me. No response. No response. Call him, text him, be like, hey, did you get this? His name's Fadi, right? Or Fatty?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I would do.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
All right, text in. Here's a good.
You did send that contract.
I did. Yes,
yesterday,
I see it right here. He confirmed that he received it.
Right. Okay.
Talk soon, okay?
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Here's a good one. How do I get like you, Richard? Most likely going to get a mentor after my first check. Okay, how do we get here? I started like 4.5, 5 years ago. This is where I am now. The way to do it is pretty simple. Film yourself every day, or at least Monday through Friday. If you don't know how to do that, I do have a course on that in my bio. You should start providing free value, and you should film yourself. And then you should film yourself cold calling. You should film your successes as well. You should also film your failures. You should show all of it. You should show yourself eating shit over and over and over with confidence. You need to be quirky. If you want to see somebody who's really killing content after I suggested they do content, go to Luke Proof. So I had a one-on-one with a guy named Luke. He was 19 or so, 18, something like that. And Luke created an account called Luke Proof after I told him to start making content. And he starts making content, and his content is phenomenal. It's phenomenal. It's unbelievably good. That's what you need to do. If you want to succeed in 2026 and moving forward, you need to become marketable to other people. People need to like you, which means that you have to have a personality. It can't be just success. You'll notice a lot of my counterparts who are successful only showcase their success, and because of that, I've surpassed them. You can't showcase your success only, and you can't showcase just business advice only. You also have to be an interesting person. and that doesn't mean you do all these hobbies and things. Really, what interesting can be summed down to is blatant honesty, complete transparency, not flexing. People are tired of the flex culture. They don't want to see the flex culture. They want extremely transparent honesty. And you may have some viral videos showing your success, but it only goes so far if you want to ascend beyond that. And then ultimately you should do a side hustle. Get good at a side hustle as part of what you film. It doesn't have to be real estate, but it should be a side hustle. And then if you really want to make the big bucks and you want to make this a little bit passive, start teaching other people how to do the side hustle after you figure out how to do it yourself. You will crash and burn if you teach it prior to figuring out how to do it yourself. That's what I would say. Yeah, Luke Proof. Yeah, Kira, he is very, very good at content. And we did a one-on-one and I told him to start doing it and he did it and he just absolutely crushed it. So yeah, I just really, guys, if I'm being honest, content is just such a big part of my everyday. And I really think it should be for yours too. Now, with that said, let's give away a burner phone to somebody. What is the burner phone for? The burner phone is a smartphone that I will send people. And essentially what I do is, and he started 6 months ago, Kira, is I give away this phone and it allows you to call while filming yourself. So remember how I just said film yourself while cold calling? Great. Yeah. So what I would do is I would take your phone, your burner phone, and I would call. And on your main phone, like I use this one, I would record myself. So this is so you can do that. Anyways, the craziest thing about Luke Proof is that he started making videos 6 months ago, and he literally has like 500,000 followers in 6 months. So it's unbelievable. And he will never have to get a job. When you have followers like that, he'll never have to get a job. Yeah, I saw that, Rowan. That's a great one. Okay, so let's give away one of those burner phones so that you can start calling and filming yourself, right? How do I give away the burner phone? Generally, I do trivia. I'll do a trivia question. I did have somebody ask me what I had in closing right now, though. I'll go over it briefly. 5,000 for Lappin Street in Detroit. 7,000 for 1314 Charlotte in Oklahoma, Norman, Oklahoma. I have a $3,000 deal with Harry and another student, Devin, right now. So that's 15,000 gross. And then I have 13,000 closing with Michael right now. That's $28,000 gross. Oh yeah, I'm closing on my fix and flip, but that's a fix and flip. It's not a wholesale deal. And then I'm pretty sure I think I have one or two, maybe one more. No, those are all the ones that are assigned. I do have another one, guys, in Montgomery, Alabama. It's a seller finance deal, 70K, 10K down, $600 per month, rents for $1,250. That'll sell for $5K. But right now in wholesale alone, I have $28,000 in closing. So I do actually practice wholesale. And if you want some addresses on that, just because you're like, well, I want to see what they are. 16108 Lappin, mortgage takeover, $5,000 assignment fee, 12K down on an 80K house, assigned for 5K, 17K down to enter an 80K house. That is an over 20% entry fee. The interest rate on the mortgage is 7.75%, but the payments are only $633, and there are tenants in place paying $1,250. So it's perfect. Next one is another mortgage takeover. Seller was way behind on payments, 15K behind on payments. Address on that is 1314 Charlotte, Norman, Oklahoma. And I got this thing for 5K down mortgage takeover, $7,000 assignment fee right there. Those are two that I just did solely by myself. One thing to note about my two mortgage takeovers that I'm closing, because everything else is seller finance, right, guys, or a fix and flip. One thing to note about that is they're off market. Pulling mortgage takeovers on market is getting a little bit hard, guys. It's not impossible, but it's getting a little bit hard. I heavily recommend that you use an off-market program to do what? Find failed listings that were listed for sale on Zillow and then expired with the realtor. Why did they expire? The mortgage balance. Low equity, failed listings. Call them and be like, hey, you're not for sale with the realtor anymore. Why don't we take over your debt? I'll give you more than you would have made at your asking price. And you really can do that. These are houses that were listed for 90K. They owe 73, 74, 71, and you offer them 12K to take over that debt, as I did on Lappin. Very doable, guys. How do we do that? Lightning leads. Where can we find those? What service? Excellent question. Let me share my screen. Click on my screen share. Buy Box Cartel offers this service. So this is one of the most under-discussed things in all of Hold My Hand Wholesale. What do you think about wholesaling land? I am not educated enough to advise you on that. I'm sorry. So check this out, guys. If you go to control panel on Buy Box Cartel, everybody click on my screen share. Click on my screen share. You go to lightning leads. You go to let's do Dayton, Ohio. Dayton, Ohio. And you do off market and you do mortgage takeover. Watch this. Watch this. This seller was listed for 179. They owe 173. If you click on the Zillow link, the listing was removed. The listing was removed. It's counting the previous sale. That sale you see is not the sale that they were looking for. That's the old sale right here. The listing got taken down because the seller owes 173 and was asking 180. Oh my God. Now would I go after this? No. Why would I not go after this? There's no cash flow, bro. And it's a hoarder house too. It's a hoarder house. No cash flow hoarder house. No thanks. That has a little bit of cash flow. Let's price these low to high, right, guys? Because lower price means cash flow. You either have to care about your interest rate or your cash flow, or both. Price low to high. Okay, so this one, cash flow, but remember it's a 2-1. But nonetheless, guys, this individual, the house doesn't look good, but the 67K balance, 79K asking price, oh my God, we can bridge that gap. Now, would you look at this? There we go. It's a 2-1, and I don't like that it's a 2-1, but they're really low equity and they cash flow $400 a month. Awesome, but I still haven't found my perfect one yet. And okay, now I have. That wasn't very hard. That wasn't hard at all. This guy removed his listing for $90,000 after 9 days on market. He owes 75 at 3.05% interest, and it cash flows $800 per month. You could literally give him 15K down. That's almost 20% down, guys. 15K down. And then we could sell it for 20K down. Why? 3% interest, dummy cash flow, Dayton, Ohio. Listing has been removed. Okay, but there's no realtor. Who do I contact? You skip trace them right here on Buy Box Cartel. Look how insane this is. There's their phone number. Somebody want this lead? I'll drop it in the chat. Here's the phone number. Guys, don't everybody call, figure out who's going to take that one. Somebody called dibs on it. We don't want everybody to bug this seller. So Walter at Walter. This is for Walter. This is for Walter. Guys, don't steal Walter's deal. I'm going to give it to Walter. But guys, do you see why that's absolutely cracked? That's absolutely insane. And if you're like, but you can't do it, it's not possible. I challenge you to look at this one, and I challenge you to look at the one that I have with Mike. The one I have with Mike, this one right here, this is a lightning leads deal that I have in closing for $13,000. That's a 13K lightning leads deal. The seller signed the wholesale disclosure for Ohio without problem. This one is an off-market failed listing, not from lightning leads, but it's an off-market failed listing. He's low equity, behind on payments. We offer to take over the debt, signed and closing on the 20th. 7K right there. So right here, $20,000 from 2 properties that I didn't have to buy that are both off-market mortgage. I'm sorry, this one's not a mortgage takeover. This is a cash deal. And guys, you know what's really cool about this? This is probably a low equity property, but because his tenants were paying so much money, we offered cash. I'm under contract on this bad boy for 123 or 125, I think. And I sold it for 137. Oh my God. Anyways, banger of a deal right there, guys. So I really loved this. The inspection came back phenomenal too. Anyways, Lightning Leads covers all 50 states. Yes, it does. If you have any glitches with Lightning Leads, go to #support. With that said, let me go ahead and Not sure who will see this. However, I tried contacting an agent in Detroit, ultimately for Richard. However, they didn't answer, so I sent an email. I got a response. However, they said I'm way off and didn't respond when I asked. So did you lowball them? I guess I'd have to know how far you offered. Did you see what I did earlier? Did you see what I did earlier for Detroit? I found a Detroit property and I made a cash offer on it. Did y'all see that? Please don't step on my toes here, guys. Don't step on my toes. But this is my one that I did. You offered 50. Oh, dude, you offered them half of their asking price. That's hard, man. Listed for 99 and you offered 50. I agree. You are pretty far off. That would be great, though. I applaud your confidence, but it needed a rehab. Okay. That's okay. Look, it's better to offer too much of a discount than too little. So good job. Keep doing that. You can make that offer on a fix and flip. So that actually that works on fix and flips, not so much on turnkeys. If a property is turnkey, well, you're not going to probably get half of it off. However, if it's distressed, the sky's the limit. It happens. Ours was listed for 105. We got it for 47. So actually, you know what? Now that I know it's distressed, keep doing that. If I thought it was turnkey, because 99K is typically a price that we see turnkey properties, but yeah, that would be awesome. Okay. Gosh, I've got a lot of tabs open. We gotta give something away. All right, my question's in the chat. It is, what is the cash on cash return formula? This is for the burner phone. For the burner phone, what is the cash on cash return formula? Who's going to get it right first? No. There we go. Rent times 0.8 minus PITI divided by 12. Sorry, times 12 divided by total cost of entry. Dude, is this 3 days in a row, Alex? Bro. Is that 3 days?
Yes, sir.
Bro, you've won 3 days in a row?
I won last Monday and then 2 days in a row, yeah.
Dude, that's what I'm talking about, bro. Good job. Well, let's get you the burner phone, too.
The bidet came in today. Can't wait to use it, bro.
Oh, you got it?
Yeah.
That's so weird, dude. Never mind. It actually worked. That's really strange. It said payment failed, but I revised it last night and it said payment failed again, but I guess it worked. Super weird. Okay. Well, let's get you another thing, man. We're going to get you a burner phone this time, and I'm sure I already have your information in Amazon. Okay. These are smartphones too. It's a track phone. Let's find out your info. So you New Hampshire, right?
Yes.
Got you.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
That's going to be there. Your next random Hold My Hand Wholesale giveaway is going to be there on April 15th tomorrow. So you're getting another random item from us. Enjoy. I would use this to make your calls. So what I would do, man, is I would set your area code for your most common market, whether it's Texas, Ohio, Florida, Michigan, whatever that may be. And I would make your calls there, and having a local area code will increase the chances of an agent picking up your phone because they're going to think you're there. And then with your phone that you're calling on now, you just film yourself. And the internet really loves to see failed negotiations. They love that. That's what my video tomorrow is going to be.
Yeah, definitely. I want to start recording content too, bro. So I appreciate it.
Yeah, this is for cold calls, man. Anyways, best of luck to you guys. I don't know if we have another person going live after this, but usually we do. So if you have some additional questions that you haven't gotten answered, somebody is probably going to come up and continue a Q&A here. But with that said, I'm going to head out and I will catch you guys on the next one. That is going to be tomorrow. But yeah, this is my stream, and we'll do more questions and calls tomorrow and see if we can make some stuff happen. Something that I'm really looking forward to, guys, is I got my offer accepted on the fix and flip for 77.5. They said yes to it, and I'm going to start the closing process on that soon. So I'm really hyped. It's almost time to film the fix and flip course, guys. I'm getting decent at my fix and flips here. I think I've stepped in the potholes. So I'll catch you guys on the next one. Bye-bye. All right. YouTube, thanks for watching, guys. Appreciate you. I'm going to head out. I'll catch you all on the next one, and we'll do this again tomorrow. Thanks so much for hanging out with me. Link in bio for Hold My Hand Wholesale.